Hello and welcome to Laker Connections. Jake Vanderbroek here alongside Brandon Ash, bringing you this week's recap in Oswego State sports. Brandon, let's kick things off on the soccer field.
Let's get right to it. Looking for a 2-win season in the SUNYACs for the first time in 3 seasons, the men came home to take on the Bengals. Both teams were kept scoreless in the first half, with each having 3 shots on goal. But in the 55th minute, Buffalo State's August Finn found the back of the net. With less than 20 to play, R.J. Nickel would score the equalizer for the Lakers from a header off a corner kick. 90 minutes wouldn't be enough for these two teams as they headed into overtime, and a rifle of a shot from Ali Sawwish in the 94th gave Buffalo State the 2-1 victory.
After a tough loss to the Bengals, the Lakers were able to bounce back on senior day as they took down the Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 2-1. Sean Ormsby was able to find the back of the net for the equalizer, and Caleb Asamoah scored the go-ahead goal off the pass from Jack Van Pelt. Goalkeeper Brian Terra finished with 2 saves, collecting his 5th win of the season. The Lakers are back at it this Friday as they take on the Brockport Golden Eagles at 7 p.m.
In an effort to keep their SUNYAC playoff dreams alive, the women's soccer team played in a must-win game against the Buffalo State Bengals. The Bengals got ahead first with a header in the 21st minute. The Lakers came back with a header of their own to tie it at 1. In the second half, another header gives the Bengals the lead back in the 57th minute. Schaffner would come back in the 79th to score the equalizer off a deflected shot. The game would go to overtime, tied at 2, and Liz Myers would net her first of the season in double overtime to win the game for the Lakers 3-2.
After the sweet victory against the Bengals, the Lakers and the Fredonia Blue Devils played to a 0-0 tie. Oswego had a 26-8 shot advantage, with 8 of their shots coming on goal. Audrey Burbridge tallied 4 shots in the contest and is now ranked 2nd on the team in total shots with 30.
The women's team took the show on the road to play a midweek out-of-conference game against Canton. The Lakers scored in the 16th minute as Burbridge scored her first of the season. Schaffner would join on the scoring moments before halftime off a penalty kick to give the Lakers a 2-0 lead. The Lakers offense had a season high in both shots with 31 and shots on goal with 19, while the defense kept the Kangaroos to only 2 shots, and the Lakers would take the game 2-0.
All right, Brandon, so the women's soccer team, they have 2 games remaining in the conference play, with a game against 9th-seeded Brockport and the top-seeded Geneseo Knights. Do you see them having any shot of making the playoffs or winning out?
Unfortunately, the Geneseo game, you have to pin it as a loss. They're 7-0 in conference right now. You have to expect that. However, Brockport is 2-5. Oswego is right there. And like you said, Brockport is 9th-seeded. Oswego is right now 8th-seeded. But the 5th place team is right now has 10 points. 6th place has 9, and the 7th place has 9. So a win gets you 3 points. You go to 11, and then you immediately go to 5th place right there, and now you're sitting pretty in a playoff spot. So it's really going to be, you have to realize that unfortunately Geneseo most likely is a loss. Come out against Brockport, start firing, get a few goals early, and just start this team. And you have to win. Yeah,
when you're you have to go to Geneseo and win. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, Oswego. But anyways, I do agree. They do have a shot against Brockport, but it's not going to be guaranteed. So it's going to be a very close game. And if I'm Brian McCrane and this women's soccer team, I would be a little ticked off. The fact that they had an opportunity to go to Fredonia and win, and they weren't able to do that. They ended up tying 0-0, and especially if you're Audrey Burbridge, you had a bunch of shots on goal and you weren't able to capitalize. Brandon, man, oh man, they had the opportunities, but they just couldn't finish them.
100%. You look back at even games before that. They lost to Oneonta and they lost to Plattsburgh. Those are 2 games. That's both teams that are above them right now, and that might really be the kicker. If you lose in a tie to them, then Plattsburgh or Oneonta takes that playoff spot. So that's going to really be the kicker. But again, just the offense really hasn't been there, and together Schaffner and Roth have scored 10 of the 15 goals by Oswego. So the offense really hasn't been there. But hey, they still have a chance. They just have to win against Brockport this weekend.
All right, so when we come back, switching over to some volleyball. Don't go away. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
I'm Anthony Citron, and for one view a day, you can help producers at WTOP get the recognition they deserve for their work. For just 30 minutes a day, you can help these students make sure their work does not go unnoticed. Please, click the link below and help these students get the recognition they deserve. All it takes is one view a day.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
And welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP 10. Each week, students are chosen by the Oswego State Athletics Department as Athlete of the Week. This week, the award was given to Liz Myers of women's soccer and Sean Paul Owen of men's golf. Myers would assist Schaffner in her first goal of the contest against the Bengals and scored the game winner in the 101st minute. Sean Paul Owen has now received his second Athlete of the Week award this season. Owen shot a 2-day total of 145, bringing home first place for the Lakers in the Nazareth Invitational. He ended the tournament leading the second-place finisher by 8 strokes.
The Oswego State volleyball team took care of St. John Fisher College in straight sets to kick off their final homestand of the season. Sophomore Myra Lignon-Bosman led the Lakers offense with 11 kills on the evening. Julia Flora recorded a double-double with 21 assists and 11 digs, while fellow setter Allison Berger had 9 assists and 7 digs to go with her 5 blocks in the match.
The women then went on to start their second day of tournament play against Union College. The team seemed evenly matched with back-and-forth points as well as kills in the first set. However, Union would score 3 straight points to win the first set. The Lakers would stay in contention in the second set, but would end up falling 25-20. They would go on to lose the third set by the same score as well.
After getting swept by Union College, Oswego couldn't get much going offensively as they fell to conference rival Oneonta by a score of 3-1. Myra Lignon-Bosman had 12 kills and 22 digs, while Sullivan had 10 kills and 5 blocks. Juniors Lauren Fye and Shauna O'Flaherty both chipped in with 7 kills, while Jessica Long added 11 digs on the defensive side of the ball.
The women's field hockey team looked to turn their season around with a game on Senior Day against the St. John Fisher Cardinals. The Cardinals would score first in the 23rd minute, but that would be the only mistake Lakers freshman goalie Lauren Catalano would make in the first half. However, the second half was controlled by the Cardinals, though, as Lauren Fazio extended their lead to 2. Oswego State would cut the deficit to 1 on a goal from senior Katie Reynolds, but 2 goals in the 46th and 49th minute gave the Cardinals a 4-1 victory.
Earlier today, the Oswego State field hockey team defeated Morrisville Mustangs by a score of 4-2. Senior Katie Reynolds scored the first 2 goals to give the Lakers the early lead. Emily Conklin and Alyssa DeMichael each contributed with 1 goal apiece in the contest. Oswego was very aggressive offensively as they were able to put up 16 shots on goal. The Lakers are back on the turf Tuesday, October 23rd, as they host Keuka College. Game time is at 4 p.m. All right, Brandon, so with this field hockey team, they only have 2 games left. What should they be thinking as they wrap up their season?
For right now, unfortunately, the season's not going to end the way you want it to. You're already out of the SUNYACs. You're obviously not making any playoffs or anything. So this is just kind of trying to win out of the season. You had a good win against Morrisville today. You were 2-4 in the SUNYACs. But there's a lot of upside from this season. First off, Leah Romanowski. I've talked to her a few times, and she said that this was more a rebuilding period for the team. And they really did well. And also, Reynolds is going to be deeply missed, but a lot of players are very young. You look at Romanowski, DeMichael, Testo, Rogers, and Hunter are all freshmen. That's going to be big next year. And then you still have Chrisman and Little, who are sophomores now. So they're all coming back, sophomores, juniors. They're going to have a full year together under their belt. And this was more of a regrowing period, and I hope next season they come back.
Yeah, absolutely. A regrowing period indeed. However, they are losing their top scorer, Katie Reynolds. You know, this was a girl that really got going. She scored two goals today against Morrisville, and, you know, in non-conference play, she dominates.
Yeah.
But, you know, when this team came in the SUNYAC play, they were just a whole different team. They couldn't really get anything going offensively. You know, when I was calling most of the games, Brandon, this field hockey team had a really hard time getting down into the opponent's zone. Most of the first half, they were more in their zone, playing defense, defending corners. I mean, for goodness sakes, you know, one game they're defending 12, 13. Next thing you know, they're taking on top-seeded Geneseo, and 22, 25 corners were in that game. My, oh, my. Just a tough season for this Oswego State Lakers team, Brandon.
Definitely hope that they can turn it around next season. Like you said, still 2 games remaining on the season. But when we come back, Cole Parzik is going to join me at the desk as we analyze some hockey moving into the men's season. Stay tuned and don't move a muscle.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my God, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro, my girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Hello and welcome back here to Laker Connections. I am joined by none other than hockey analyst and WMIO sports director Cole Parzik. Thanks for coming on tonight.
No problem, Brandon. Always a pleasure.
And obviously we got to talk about this hockey team starting off this Saturday is their first game at 7 p.m. Now, the one thing that I kind of looked at was that the Lakers have actually, and especially Ed Gosick, has yet to name a full starting goalie. Does that hurt the team or help the team?
I don't think so. And as a team, they're always trying to breed competition. That's what this coaching staff likes. When you're out there every single practice working against somebody else, basically fighting for your job, it makes people better. And they did hint at this at the press conference that David Richey most likely will get the lion's share of the work, and I'm okay with that. I think he's the better goalie overall. He's better laterally, better with his extremities. He's just a bigger body. He led the SUNYAC last year with a .934 save rate. I think that lends itself to being the number one for at least the first couple weeks and see where things go, but I do expect to see Cedric Hansen in net this season as well.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. You know, when I saw Richey's play last year, I said this guy should be the goalie, so that's why I was a little uncertain on why Gosick did it, but I do understand how this team plays very aggressive and they want competition. And again, with competition, you know, a lot of these guys, they may not have had the best season last year. Who needs to have a bounce back year that may not have done so well last year?
I think it's pretty easy. I think Joey Scorpio is the one. He had 6 points in his freshman year in just 10 games. Last year, played 20 games, so he was doing the other things right. He was good in his defensive zone, and obviously enough to get 20 games in a competitive lineup in that forward group last year. That was people were in and out every single game, but just 2 assists all of last year. Had 31 shots and hit more posts than I could count. So offensively, I like to see him get a little bit more of a bounce back year, but defensively, just keep doing exactly what he was doing because obviously the coaching staff loved that.
Now, also, instead of a bounce-back player now, which player is joining the team this year? And I want to stick with freshmen because I know we have a few juniors, but a lot of the juniors are D1 guys. So which new freshman do you think has the best chance to see the most ice?
I think Travis Broman. I've been watching all these clips with my Hockey TV subscription. You can see those on my Twitter. But Travis Broman is a guy coming from Carleton Place, coached by Jason Clark. We'll see them here on the 27th. He's just a complete forward. He's big, he's physical, he's fast, he's got a good shot, he can score in a lot of ways. He makes life very difficult for the defenseman on the forecheck. He had 65 points in 60 games last year. That was tied for 4th in the CCHL all of last year. And he had 20 multi-point games. This is a guy who's going to score. He's going to score in bunches, and he's going to do it often. I think he's one of the guys who you're going to see as a staple early on in this lineup for the Lakers.
And what position is he marked at?
He's more of a winger. I saw him as a right winger. Didn't seem to take too many draws, but definitely a winger.
Gotcha. All right. So hopefully, I mean, we know how good this Oswego offense is, so hopefully he can contribute a lot more. But now, speaking of the Oswego offense, we remember that whole last season. You know, they had 1 goal in 3 games. It was just complete burnout. What must the Lakers do to first start off the season well, but also, kind of make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Digby this week, actually, and one of the things he talked about, and they just had a putrid end to the season. 1 goal in their last 3 games down the stretch, the biggest part of the season. They couldn't do anything, and he said they need to just make plays off the rush. Instead of just basically giving the puck up at the blue line and dumping it in, they need to have somebody want to make a play, carry the puck in, create something off the rush, and have a sustained offensive pressure for 30, 40 seconds at a time instead of just settling for a dump in, and that makes it easy for the defenseman. If you're the opposing team and you're getting the Oswego State Lakers to dump that puck in maybe 60, 70% of the time during a game, you'll take that all day long. But Digby, Coach Gosick, they want guys to be able to make a play, be willing to work, get into the blue line, and create something from that area.
Really hope that can happen. And again, you just said getting involved with the blue line. We heard the defense. They need to be more involved on the offensive side. We knew the defense played very well last year. But what do they need to do, and what players need to contribute, defensive players need to contribute to get that offense rolling for that side?
Yeah, the defense scoring was an issue last year. Just 3 goals total from every one of their blue liners. But, they got guys like Max Novick, who's 3rd-team All-SUNYAC last year. He led the freshman class in assists. I think he's a guy who could take the next step. I want to see Devin Campbell get involved a little bit more offensively. He had 7 assists last year. But when there's guys in camp like Tyler Antonucci and Ryan Bunka, 2 freshmen coming in, they're guys who are offensive-minded defensemen who push the pace, go north. They're very good at getting the puck out, finding lanes, and they both drive the play a little bit differently, but they're both offensive-minded defensemen. I think having those guys in camp could help rub off on some of the guys who are more conservative, who are more stay-at-home defensemen like Devin Campbell. Devin Campbell's a captain this year. He had 7 assists last year, like I already mentioned, but he's a guy who I think can take that next step and maybe contribute a little bit more offensively this year.
Really hope that they can change around. Last question I got for you tonight, Cole, and this is kind of off the mind a little bit. When we had the whiteout last year, it was in the winter and spring semester. Yep. Now now it's coming in the fall semester. Does that help Oswego at all?
I don't think it makes any difference. I mean, I don't want to say there's a whiteout curse, but Oswego doesn't have much luck during whiteout either way. I know it helps my guys over at WNYO, Sammy Sandler and Louis Algieri. They'll be getting to do one more whiteout game, but I don't think it makes a difference if it's the first week of the season or the last week. It doesn't matter as long as they got a packed house in the wheelhouse and things are going their way. It'll be all right.
I think they've had a packed house in the wheelhouse for I don't even know every single Plattsburgh game that they've played. But when we come back, it is time for another Lakers showdown. Ben Greco's coming back with us, and we have Jake and I debating some questions surrounding Lakers sports. Stay tuned as you are watching Laker Connections.
She was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Do Your Selfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old pile of t-shirts.
It's not garbage, it's actually a new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. The show will soon be coming to a close, but first, we got a Laker showdown. All right, first off, gentlemen, can the volleyball team win this weekend and stay in the SUNYAC playoff picture?
I'll let you start.
All right. I'm going to go with yes, all right? Right now, they are 2-4. There are 4 other teams sitting at 2-4 between the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all vying for a playoff spot right now. They, they play Buff State, should be an easy win, and they have Cortland and Brockport, who are both 2-4, sitting at that, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th spot. So Oswego knows they need to win. They have great size, and they're going to play strong at the net, and I have faith that they'll at least go 2-1 this weekend, and they will have a chance to make it into the playoffs.
Wow, Brandon, you are absolutely wrong. Oh my goodness. No, they're not going to win against Brockport and Cortland. Yes, I understand what you're saying in terms of their records of 2-4 in SUNYAC play, but with this Oswego State team, they're also 2-4, and they are going to struggle, just like that they've been doing all year long in SUNYAC play. Brandon, my oh my, it's just going to be another 2 L's for this Lakers team. We're going to go from 2-4 to 2-6. I guarantee it. If this team really wants to win, Allisonberger and Sullivan, they're going to have to be at their prime in this one. Sullivan's going to have to put up like 7 or 8 blocks.
Do you expect her to not put up 7 or 8 blocks? She's shown it every. Yes, the SUNYACs are very hard.
She's really putting up 3 or 4.
Okay. All right. However, you look at just the blocking ability that they have. You look at the score ability, and every team is 2-4. So they're all very even. They've played the harder teams, and I think Oswego is the better of the worst teams, and they will win out this weekend and make it into the playoffs.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
All right, is that going to be the end of this one, guys?
Yes, that's
all
it
right.
for now.
I got to give this one to Brandon. I'm sorry. Brandon's got it. I think they got it for the rest of the season. All right, second question. Does the men's hockey team need to get the defense or offense going first this season?
I got to say the offense. This is a team that struggled when it came to the power play. When they had those golden opportunities, they just weren't able to capitalize. It was really more of them just skating with the puck around and just trying to find open guys. But a lot of times when those there's not a lot of wide open opportunities. When you're facing teams that are in SUNYAC play, you're just not going to really see it. Maybe non-conference play when you're facing teams like Morrisville or Elmira or even Nazareth. We might see that this weekend, for goodness sakes, because they're in non-conference play. But I just don't see it. It's really more the offense.
All right. The offense was good for 85 to 90% of the year last year until the end. The defense played well 100%, but they have to come back with that same exact intensity. Shooters are going to be able to shoot, but Riche, Hansen, whoever you put in net, you need to have a solid brick wall in front, and the defense needs to come up with big stops, control the neutral zone, and then with having that defense, then they create offensive chances as well and get the defense scoring exactly what Cole said they had to do.
All right. I think I got to go with Jake on this one. The offense is a little more important here. The defense was fine last year. I think with a lot of returning players, we're going to be good to go.
All right.
All right. Third question. Go to the women's hockey side now. With former starting goaltender Mariah Madrigal graduating, who should the women's hockey team go as their starting goaltending?
I'll go for this one. The women had just gotten 3 new goalies. Unfortunately, had lost 2 in that as well, Madrigal. But I say you have to go with Tatanto. And I'm looking at it. She played for the last few years. It's been an exhibition a little bit in the games that she has played. However, she knows Murano. She knows the team. She knows how to play in the campus, and she just knows the team in front of her. She's going to have a lot more of a gel with with this team than Farmer coming in. I know that's who you're going to say, but Farmer coming in has not done well against Oswego and has not played well in the campus center.
Okay, so Farmer, she started 24 games last season. There's only 1 game that she did not start. Save percentage is .900. Record 7-15-2, and I can understand where you're saying that. But honestly, with that other goalie that you said, I'm going to say those numbers are like 870, 420, and 1.
Yeah, Tatanto has not played much. However, Tatanto knows this team, and I just feel
honestly, you're better off sticking with Farmer. Both of these goalies have a lot to learn. Let's be real, but Farmer's your go-to.
I got to give it to Jake again.
I had to play the devil's advocate.
Tatanto, she's a senior. She knows what she's doing, but she's only got a couple games experience. I think 3 games experience in the 3 years she's been here so far. Right. So I think Farmer's got this start. Last question of the night. Can the men's soccer team somehow beat Brockport and Geneseo to give themselves a chance to make the playoffs?
Okay,
I think Jake wants to go first.
Okay, you're not going to beat the number 2 seed Brockport because, they are one of the top teams in SUNYAC, 5-0-2 in SUNYAC play. But I'm going to say they do have a chance against Geneseo. This is a team that plays pretty much with Oswego. It's at Geneseo. They will have an opportunity to beat them. It will be a very tight game. This is going to be a game that I think is going to go to overtime. So I'm going to say not at all for this Oswego team. But over the course of the weekend, they're going to beat Geneseo.
All right. I'm going to have to say yes. All right, Brockport has yet to lose in the conference. However, they have tied twice, and in those conference games, they've played very similarly, and I don't think they've had really a breakout game in those SUNYAC games. And also, Geneseo is 2-4-1 to Oswego 2-5. So definitely, there's a chance to win there. If you want to talk about different offenses, different styles, I feel like Oswego finally kind of turned it on a little bit at the end of the season. And if they somehow find a way to win both these games, they also go into the playoffs too. So if they can pull off something like that, who knows what can happen with this team? But I'm going to say yes, they have a chance to beat both of these conference teams, and they have a chance to even make it into the playoffs. I've changed my mind after this last weekend.
I hate to do this to you, Brandon. We're good friends.
I'm fine, all right?
Jake's got the win. 3-1.
Yes.
That's how you ended tonight on Laker Connections.
I'm not playing devil's advocate anymore.
Jake just had the more reasonable arguments, I think.
Jake had the easier argument. I'm just playing. All right, well, that's going to wrap things us up. Excuse me. That is going to wrap things us for...
Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, and follow us on Twitter at LCWTOP10. Have a great night.
I'm going to learn to speak.
My name is Gina Iliev. I am the Health Equity Coalition's coordinator at Planned Parenthood here in Central and Western New York. I'm also Executive Masters in Public Administration here at the Maxwell School, Syracuse University. In the last couple years, you've seen a number of movements, and I'm sure you've seen all the hashtags that go along with it. I think it's really important to talk about what those hashtags mean, and then once we garner that power through those media avenues, how do we really activate people on the ground and in real life? I'm really looking forward